Hi everyone, welcome to SAS program in 90 days. Today is day 29, so we continue with the SAS via. So in the last session we have done the SAS visual text analytics. Now we are going forward for the SAS visual forecasting. Okay, so SAS visual forecasting provide an open forecasting ecosystem for quickly and automatically producing a large number of reliable forecasts. SAS Forecasting Studio is the client component that provide a graphical interface to a SAS forecast server and procedures. Okay, so this is the by default one template I selected, and this is the pipeline is created. Okay, data, then for auto forecasting, model comparison, and the output. Okay, okay, let's see how we are creating the. This is my SAS drive. Okay, so I'm going into the build model now. Let's suppose I'm creating one new project here. This project is related to the forecasting project. Okay, so type I selected, we have three types: data mining and machine learning, forecasting, and the text analytics I selected for forecasting. So we have many template for the forecasting: auto forecasting, intermediate, base forecasting, demand forecasting, external. So we have many forecasting template here. Okay, so I'm selecting the first one, auto forecasting by default. Okay, so I created this. Now I'm selecting our data. So I'm selecting data from the by default we have one SAS data in the SAS drive provided by the SAS. Okay, so I selected this data. So how many columns? Five columns we have, and this is the size of the data, and this is a sample of data. Okay, then save. Okay, so I selected one template. According to that template, SASFI automatically create one pipeline for my forecast. Okay, now you can see here we have the forecasting. First of all, they are showing here time series, then attributes and the events in the left hand side. This is the data source. Okay, and the in the above we have pipeline comparison, overrides, and the insights. Okay, so first they are saying you must have to assign a dependent variable to run pipeline. So what is a dependent variable? Dependent variable will be, let's suppose, revenues are my dependent variable. Okay, uh, so because I want the forecasting on the revenue one, because I want to see where my revenue will be go, it's going up or down. So I want the forecasting on the revenue, so I selected as a dependent variable. Okay, and discount is the independent variable, because this is that we are providing the discount, so I given as a independent variable. Okay, so sum of values will be show, and some average of values of the discount. Okay, now you can see here role is independent, average of value. If you want the another thing, sum of value, maximum value, minimum value, corrected sum, squares. Okay, so you can change it. So I leave it as a average of values. Now we have the time interval. Accumulation will be average value, and value interpretation will be missing. Okay, then it's generated by default. I selected the all. Okay, now I'm going into the pipeline. Now you can see here we have the automatically they created one pipeline of my data. Okay, because I selected one template. Okay, now so what is a pipeline? So a pipeline is a process flow diagram that can be used to represent a sequence of analytics tasks. Correct, because what is a pipeline? Basically step we have done on data for for analysis. Okay, so let's suppose this is my data. Data is basic. Data node is represents the input data source of the project. Okay, this is a source data, and data we are inputting in the model. Okay, so each modeling node, the data of determine the best models to use for forecasting to generate the forecast and the forecast horizon. Okay, so auto forecasting and the let's suppose name model. This is the we generated some forecasting. Okay, next we have the model comparison. This is the third step. Model comparison node select a champion model when you insert more than one modeling strategy in a pipeline, because I selected the auto forecasting and naive model, so then they will be putting into the model comparison, then they are going for the output. Okay, model comparison is nodes for select the champion model. You insert more than one modeling strategy in a pipeline. The output node represent the output of the pipeline after it has been successfully run. Okay, so now let's see, my pipeline is completely run. Now you can see here we have the check on my data. Okay, so if I click on this, let's first see the data node. Okay, so data node, first I'm viewing the, let's suppose if you want add a child node, so you can add the child node. Let's suppose I'm selecting the, okay, so you can select, let's suppose I'm selecting the regression for time series. Okay, so that will be added as a child node. Okay, this is as a child node, this is added here. Okay, now first of all let's see the data node. Okay, in the data node we have the time series viewer. Okay, so I click on the data time series viewer. So first of all we will understand what is a time series viewer. Okay, so first we have the running the forecast pipeline. When we when data node it perform this task in project data. So what the data node does, accumulate the input time series and generate the attribute and descriptive statics. Okay, now you can see here in this data right now is showing as the okay, now you can see here there is no attribute to display. Okay, because by variable I didn't select it. Okay, that's the reason is showing not showing the value here correctly. So here I selected the distribution center and the product key as a by variable, because then we will see the all the time series, all the forecasting according to this distribution center and with the product key. Let's see the pipeline here. Okay, so my pipeline is running. Okay, now you can see here my data pipeline is data node is completed. Let's go in a time series viewer. So now you can see here we have the attributes, product key and the distribution center. Let's suppose if I select, I click on the data time series viewer. Now you can see here we have the settle is 72. So this is related to the settle. If I select the Atlanta also, now they will be show me the time series according to that one. Okay, so you can select and you can view the view as the distribution center and the others. Okay, now you can see here in the below we have the range, then we have two standard deviations, one standard deviation and the mean value. Okay, so this is the date and the it is the maximum value you can see here. Okay, this is the filter one, manage the filter. So if you want to filter out some particular value, so you can apply here. Okay, then let's go back to the forecasting pipeline. Okay, now you can see here we have the auto forecasting here. So in the auto forecasting model, by default the model generation will be select the include the ESM models and the include the ARIMA X model. Okay, if you want to include IDM models and the USM models, you can. And also in the model selection, by default the model selection uh, creation will be selected as a map. Okay, map EP, mean absolute percent error. So by default they selected. Okay, so they will be select automatically, you don't need to select. So I click on the result here. So if I click on the result, okay, in the result now you can see here in the auto forecasting we have the map, and the map distribution going, the maximum percentage is 97.18. Okay, and here we have the model family is ARIMA and the ESM. Okay, ESM is 82% and the ARIMA we have the 17%. In the below we have the model type. Model type is a seasonal model and the trend model. So in the seasonal model you can see here we have this data is related to seasonal 57%, and the trend model we have the 84.73. Okay, so this data is following this model type. So if I extend now, and in the right hand side also we have the execution summary, number of series, how many we have, number of failures, number of forecast equal to 0. Okay, so all these information that is available here. Okay, let's go in the model type. Now you can see here this is the model type here. Okay, so this is related to the data node and the auto forecasting node. Okay, then in the next upcoming session we will go in more deep in the SAS visual forecasting. Okay, thank you guys.